Hey everyone, it's Melinda with Tailored and Teal. I am a part-time online reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace. And today we're going over what sold on those platforms from April 16th through April 30th of 2022. I am happy to report that I did have one sale on every platform this time. However, the amount of sales that I got on my main platforms were not so great. I know that most people's sales are down, so I'm certainly not complaining. I'm just not as excited to report my sales because there aren't that many. But with that being said, I will be going over every single sale. So going on Facebook Marketplace first, I did have one sale. It was a Jax, and that's Jakks, plug and play game, Spider-Man version. It's an actual game that you just hold in your hand and then you plug it into the auxiliary ports on the side of your TV and you're able to play it that way. It's pretty cool. It is from the early 2000s, so the graphics aren't great, of course. And I actually kind of had a rude interaction with the buyer, but it did end up in a sale. So the buyer messaged me, didn't even say hello, how are you, anything. He goes, "It's used, it's old, I'll pay you $8. I believe I had it listed for $16, so half off of my asking price. And I said, well, then feel free to send me an offer on this used and old item. And he comes back and said, how about $5 instead? And I said, no, thank you. Have a great day. So then he did come back, offer me $8, like he said he was going to. And I did accept because it was a free to me item. But thankfully, that is the only rude interaction that I've ever had on that marketplace. I'm sure it won't be the last, but he received his game and I got my money. So from that $8 sale, there was 73 cents in fees, giving me a profit of $7.27. And again, that was 100% profit because it was free to me. Next up on Mercari, I had one sale as well. This was a Talbot's item that came out of my Cozy Threads Talbot's box that I just unboxed, and I'll link that video up here if you'd like to see it. It was actually one of my favorite items, so I'm happy that it went the fastest. It was a Talbot's Cobalt Blue Quilted Fleece Zip-Up Jacket. Really nice condition. It sold for $20. There was $2.88 in fees, giving me a profit of $17.12. Now moving on to Poshmark, where we had 13 sales. So the first sale on Poshmark was actually a pretty decent sale. It was a Coach Madison Julianne bag. It was genuine leather. It was pretty large, so it was pretty heavy. Someone sent me an offer for $45. It wasn't in the greatest condition, still had lots of life left, but I accepted that. And this I got out of a Shop Goodwill auction that I only paid around $8 per purse. There were 3 purses in the whole lot and 2 of them have sold. I still have 1 left to go. Next was a Tommy Hilfiger men's shirt. It was teal, navy blue, and white plaid. And this was actually a custom fit shirt. Not exactly sure what that meant, but of course I included measurements. Someone purchased this for $20, and I don't remember if that was my full asking price or if it was an offer, but happy with that. Then we have a pair of boots from my Cozy Threads box. This was a BOC or Bach Born Concepts brown leather knee-high boots. These were a very stiff feeling leather boot. I definitely did condition it. I did put in the listing that it was a very stiff leather and there wasn't a lot of stretch in it. These sold for $24, and that was an offer that I sent to the customer with discounted shipping. Then we have a pair of shoes that I thought would never, ever, ever sell, and they finally did. But this one was odd because I didn't get the initial notification saying that someone had sent me an offer until it was 23 hours later. So I actually almost missed out on this because I didn't get an email, I didn't get a notification in my newsfeed, nothing. So thank goodness they send that hour reminder of, hey, you're gonna miss out on this sale. So it was a pair of Cole Haan brown buckle round toe heels. These are in really nice condition. They're just not a sought after style. And Cole Haan unfortunately doesn't do great for me, at least. I like their stuff, it just doesn't do well. And the customer sent me an offer for $25 and I very happily accepted. Next was a pair of jeans. This is the brand Lori Felt Los Angeles. These were called the Weekender jeans and they sold for $20. The next sale is a purse that came out of my ThredUp handbag rescue box. I'll link that video up here if you'd like to see it. This particular bag was a Kenneth Cole Reaction black leather slouchy hobo bag. It was really big. However, the inside of it was heavily stained. I have no idea what spilled or what got in there, but I did try to clean it with 3 different products. It did not work. Nothing came out. So I did list it as is, and I did say that I cleaned it, so I know that the lining is clean. It's just that the stains remain. Someone liked the item. I sent out a $24 offer with discounted shipping, and they accepted, and I got 5-star feedback. So that was a win in my book. Next up is a pair of Divided by H&M distressed shorts. These were high-waisted, like festival shorts, very classic and American summer kind of thing. They sold for $10, and I got these from a Jomar shorts box, so my cost of goods was pretty low on that. Next, we have an item that I actually bought for myself because I thought that it was women's sizing, and when I got it home, it was definitely children's sizing. I don't know what I was thinking. I think this was the beginning of my reselling career, so I didn't really know the difference, like how to tell kids' tags, size tags versus women's or men's even. So anyway, it was a Cherokee nautical themed lightweight jacket, or like a rain jacket. It did have a hood, it was zip up, and it sold for $10. And again, I've had this since 2019. It was such a cute jacket, I couldn't pass it up. Next is a necklace. It was the brand Chloe and Isabel. It was 12 karat gold plated with a chevron and pave spike. I think that's what they called it, but it was a lariat necklace or a Y-stranded necklace. It was in excellent condition. This came out of a ThredUp 15-piece jewelry lot, and it sold for $15. The customer and I went back and forth on a price. I originally had it listed for $25. They sent me an offer for $10. I countered at $20, and then they sent a counter offer at $15, and I finally just accepted because that was a good enough profit for me. Next is a pair of cowboy boots. These were Mia Girl brown studded cowboy or cowgirl boots, Western boots, I guess you could say. These came out of my Cozy Threads boot box, and they sold for $20. Next sale is a lot of 3 Maybelline eyeliners. These were in the color Teal, and this was their series of Lasting Drama eyeliner. These sold for my full asking price of $16. And then the last sale to go over was an American Eagle pink stretch midi shorts. These came from, again, that Jomar shorts box. The customer and I definitely went back and forth on a price for this. I think I originally had them listed for $15. They sent me an offer for $5. I countered at $12, and they came back at $8. I really didn't want to deal with it anymore, and they did have some wear, so I accepted that offer of $8, and I ended up making $2.13. Still in the profit. So of my 13 Poshmark sales, we had $237 in sales, $50.65 in fees. I gave $8.60 in shipping discounts, giving me a profit of $177.75. And my average sales price for each item that sold was $18.23. Next, moving on to eBay, where I had 13 sales, which was the same exact thing from Poshmark. And in fact, my numbers are pretty close, which is kind of funny. The first item to sell was a Lilly Pulitzer 100% silk ruffle front blouse. This had one flaw where the button on the back, like it was a button back closure, one of the buttons was actually sewed into the buttonhole, so you couldn't actually button it, but it still looked okay and it functioned normally. If you watch my last What Sold video, you'll know that I put a lot of auction items up, and this was one of them. It did not sell, so I lowered it down to $5.99. I sent an offer of $4.50 to somebody. They purchased it, and I only lost 2 cents off of this item. I'll take 2 cents for one item that's not in my inventory anymore. Next is a Talbot's Linen Blend bluish gray soft pleated skirt. This was lined underneath. I picked this up at my local Salvation Army, and it sold for $18. Next is a jacket from the brand Lou and Grey. This was striped and like a knit material, lightweight, It was a moto jacket, so it was cropped and had that like streamlined look to it. It sold for $27.99, and I actually think that that was my full asking price. Next, we have an item that went all the way to the UK. It was a Sigrid Olsen metallic lamb's leather purse. This also came from my ThredUp handbag rescue box. The person and I kind of went back and forth on shipping because it is expensive to go through the global shipping program. It's also expensive just to ship anywhere overseas. I originally had it for international shipping through the global shipping program, but she said that it was going to actually be double the cost of the actual item for her to go through that program. So I changed it to international standard delivery through eBay, which ended up being $23 instead. She sent me an offer for $21.50, which I did accept because I knew shipping was expensive. And it actually made it to the UK in a week and a half, which for international shipping, especially nowadays, is super, super fast. And she even commented that on her feedback. She was very happy with the purse. Next up is another item I put on auction that did not go anywhere, so I lowered it down to $5.99. It was an Ann Taylor polka dot embellished pullover sweatshirt. This was a size extra small, really, really nice condition. Barely looked like it was ever worn. I was running a 10% off sale and it sold for $5.39. Then we have another international sale, and this one was a doozy. And it was one where I really needed the sale that day because I hadn't had any for 3 or 4 days on eBay. So I was kind of like chomping at the bit, if you know what I mean. It was the North Face New with Tags tan puffer vest. It's a women's size large. I actually purchased 4 of these in different sizes through tjmax.com when they were doing their yellow tag clearance sale. These I purchased for $29 a piece, so I did pay up for them. However, when I looked at comps when I purchased them on TJ Maxx, the comps were like $75 to $95. So I knew that I would be able to make a decent profit off of it. So all of a sudden out of the blue, I get a notification that my item has sold for full asking price of $85.49. Again, I was running that 10% off sale, and it was going all the way to Australia. I don't know how much this cost the customer to purchase after everything was said and done, but I'm sure it was at least over $120 that they paid for this vest. But fingers crossed that they like it, because they can't return it because I don't accept international returns. So let's hope so. Next, we have a Zara basic brown Western shirt. This was missing the belt, but it did have belt loops, so you could put your own on it if you wanted to. It felt like a linen material, but it's actually the content Rami or Rami. I think it's Rami, R-A-M-I-E, which is very similar to a linen fabric. And this sold for $5.39. And again, this was one item that I did put on auction, but it didn't sell. Next up is an Anthropologie item I've had for way too long. It was a Diletta pink pleated peasant blouse. That was a tongue twister. And it sold for $7.50. Next was such a pretty necklace. If I wore necklaces like this, or if I had somewhere to go to wear necklaces like this, I probably would have kept it because it was so beautiful. So it was a seafoam green medallion statement necklace. I actually found this necklace by Google Lens on someone's website claiming that they handmade it, but they listed theirs for $90. However, I have seen this necklace elsewhere, so I don't think that they actually handmade it like they claim to. However, it was still a really cool necklace. It sold for $20. I think I had it listed for $30, so I was very happy with that offer. I packed it up really good because all of the beads were ceramic and I didn't want them breaking. And I did get feedback from the customer saying that it was perfectly packaged and a beautiful necklace. Next was a lot of vintage Rand Mcnally maps that I picked up at a local church thrift store. I picked these up for 99 cents a piece. I actually picked up 4 of them. So there was Africa, Mexico, South America, and West Indies. I had them listed as a lot of 4. Whoa. I had them listed as a lot of 4, but someone asked me if I could split up Africa and Mexico, which I did, and they purchased them for $20. And you'll have to stay tuned for the next What Sold video to see what the other 2 maps sold for. Next sale is a We the Free white asymmetrical top. This didn't have a care tag or a fabric tag, but it did feel like a linen cotton blend. This was another item I put on auction that no one wanted, so it sold for $5.99. Then we have a pair of vintage rhinestone clip-on earrings. These were given to me for free, were in excellent condition. They sold for $7. And then the last sale is the North recycled cotton pom-pom hat. So it's not the North Face, it's actually called the North, and it's by Aslav Finlandson. Aslav. I'll put it up here so you can see it. So this particular hat I actually purchased from ThreadUp through their outlet center. When I received these in the mail, they had a very strong chemical odor. Whatever process that the company used to make the hats, I think was permeating within that. I did try to neutralize the odor. I put it out in the sun. I sprayed my 2 things that I normally spray to get rid of the smell, and nothing was really helping. I did notate it in the listing, and someone still purchased it for full asking price of $24.99. And this went to Minneapolis, Minnesota, which I think would be a perfect hat to wear because it's always snowing and cold. And they live in the North. So of my 13 eBay sales, I had $253.74 in sales. I made a profit of $15.36 in shipping because what I charge the customer is actually a little bit more than what I pay through eBay shipping. So a profit was made there. $58.17 in fees, giving me a profit of $210.93, and my average sales price was $19.52 for each item that sold. Moving on to my total numbers, we had $518.74 in my 28 sales for all 4 platforms. We had $105.67 in fees. My cost of goods this time was $136.27, giving me a profit of $276.80. And my cost of goods this time was a little high. It was $4.87 per each item that sold, but I did sell a few of the ThreadUp purses that were almost $9 a piece, and there were some other items that I had paid up for. So that is to be expected, I suppose. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you are not a subscriber and you like What Sold videos and also unboxings, because I do a lot of them, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you here. And if you wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up before you leave, it shows me that you like these videos and I will continue to put them out. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.